Alex, a young woman, lies in bed, watching her husband sleep. Convinced that he's in a deep slumber, she quietly leaves the room, picks up her daughter Maddie, and slips into the car. Despite Sean waking up and attempting to stop her, she drives off. The journey is long, and they're almost out of gas. Sean starts texting Alex, demanding her return. She has minimal resources, and the money barely covers the gas. Unable to contact her friend, Alex goes to her anyway, asking to spend the night. The friend doesn't mind, but realizing that Ethan, the friend's boyfriend, had already informed Sean, Alex hurriedly leaves. With nowhere else to go, she ends up sleeping in the car. Sean continues to send messages, but Alex is resolute in not returning to her alcoholic husband. She wakes up to the voice of a police officer who informs her that parking is prohibited. Finding out that Alex has nowhere to live, the officer advises her to contact social services. Alex complies, explaining that she's not homeless but escaping from her alcoholic husband. Despite Sean's inappropriate behavior, the police cannot press charges. According to Alex, her parents won't help either, and she has no job or education. The social center worker can't assist Alex because she's not in distress, but she advises her to contact the cleaning service where they need workers. Alex first looks for her mother, who also has no fixed abode and is found on the beach painting pictures, suffering from a mental disorder. Her mother, Paula, has a new boyfriend and doesn't want to delve into Alex's problems but agrees to look after her granddaughter. Finally, Alex goes to the cleaning service for an interview and is introduced to her responsibilities. Yolanda, Alex's employer, could only offer a 3-hour shift per week. Alex urgently needed to start working on the same day. In addition to the limited hours, she had to purchase a uniform, cleaning products, and all the necessary supplies. Unfortunately, Alex found herself without enough money even for food. Alex called her mother, Paula, requesting her to watch Maddie for an additional 3 hours. The remote location made it difficult for Alex to establish a mobile network connection. Alex's cleaning assignment involved a luxurious cottage, and the homeowner, Regina, expressed dissatisfaction with the delay. Assuring Regina that she could complete the job in 3 hours, Alex began her duties. However, she struggled to periodically check her phone due to the lack of a signal. The couple residing in the cottage appeared to be very wealthy. Regina instructed Alex to discard all the food from the fridge. Despite feeling hungry, Alex refrained from eating. As she entered the children's room, memories of happier days flooded back, causing her to briefly lose consciousness. Regina brought her back, offering a snack and water. Surprisingly, Regina and her husband had no children and planned to sell the house after the cleaning. Rushing to complete her tasks, Alex was taken aback when the signal reappeared, revealing 13 missed calls from her mother. Paula, upset by the lack of response, had involved Sean, asking him to pick up Maddie. This revelation shocked Alex, prompting her to visit Sean's house. He reassured her that Maddie was okay and already asleep. Despite Sean's claims of attending therapy to overcome his destructive habits, Alex remained wary of his past aggressive outbursts. With nowhere else to go, she found herself in a challenging situation. Sean, aware of Alex's predicament, cooked dinner and requested that she not leave their daughter with Paula, who clearly struggled with mental health issues. Alex declined dinner, expressing her refusal to stay. She fears her husband and is uncertain about Maddie's safety with him. Sean attempted to persuade her to stay, expressing regret for his past drunken behavior, emphasizing his efforts to provide for the family. Despite his plea, Alex remained steadfast in her decision, taking her daughter with her. Yolanda called, informing Alex that Regina was displeased with the cleaning. Alex had to go back immediately to redo everything. Complicating matters, Maddie started throwing a tantrum over losing her toy. Alex stopped to retrieve the doll. In a moment of misfortune, another driver crashed into her car. Fortunately, Maddie was unharmed, but Alex, living in the car, faced a damaged vehicle. The police arrived, issuing a fine for improper parking and charging her for the tow truck. Now, not only without housing but also in debt, Alex had no choice but to call her father, with whom she had a complicated relationship. Her father, who hadn't seen them in a long time, agreed to take them, but Alex asked to be dropped off at a ferry station. He didn't offer her a place to stay due to living with another woman. During the drive, Alex requested a stop at a low-priced store to buy a toy for Maddie. Later, at the ferry station, Alex and Maddie spent the night among other homeless people. Singing a lullaby, Alex cradled her daughter as she fell asleep in her arms. Overwhelmed, Alex couldn't hold back her tears, unsure of what to do next. In the subsequent scene, we see Alex on stage, reading her notes about how she and her mother fled from her father to Alaska, with only one person showing interest in her story. Alex works as a waitress and inquires about a guy from her colleague. The girl reveals his name as Sean, a bartender at another establishment, who shares Alex's love for reading. Presently, the girl is called away by Nate, a former colleague. Alex lies, stating they arrived early at the ferry and decided to take a nap. Attempting to hide her troubles, Alex is understood by Nate, who offers to help. Eventually agreeing, Alex and Maddie are treated to breakfast by Nate, who shares positive changes in his life, including divorcing and becoming a design engineer. Alex discovers several missed calls and, after thanking Nate, prepares to leave. Nate encourages Alex to call him anytime. Alex explains to Yolanda that she couldn't finish her work due to a car accident, but Yolanda, facing a loss of a client, cannot pay her. Desperate, Alex, having spent her last money on cleaning supplies and gasoline, is willing to take any job, but Yolanda can't offer anything. An unknown caller reaches Alex again. This time, she answers. It's Sean's lawyer filing an emergency petition for custody of their daughter, with the hearing scheduled for tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Shocked, Alex turns to a social worker for help, urgently needing housing to avoid losing custody. The social worker suggests a shelter for domestic violence victims, though Alex is hesitant as Sean has never been physically abusive. Despite her doubts, Alex and her daughter go to the shelter, where Denise assures them of safety. In the shelter, Alex observes other women with children, each facing hardships due to their husbands. Denise showed Alex and Maddie their room, which turned out to be clean and spacious. Additionally, the shelter provided free food and basic necessities for women and their children. A generous neighbor brought many toys for Maddie, leaving Alex grateful for the unexpected kindness. Life seemed to be improving with a roof over their heads, giving Alex hope for the court case the next day. The following day, Alex knocked on her neighbor Danielle's door to express gratitude for the toys. Danielle, living with her 7-year-old son, shared her plans of opening a salon through eyelash extensions. Alex asked Danielle for suitable clothes for the upcoming court appearance. By 10 a.m., Alex and Maddie arrived at the courthouse. Maddie, missing her father, was surprised to see Sean in a business suit, accompanied by his entire family. Realizing her slim chances of winning, Alex knew Sean desired a normal life for their daughter. The court hearing commenced, with Sean's lawyer presenting a written demand from him. The judge questioned Alex about taking her daughter away without proper housing or means of livelihood. Alex explained they were in a shelter for domestic violence victims. The judge found this strange, considering Alex never contacted the police. Emergency custody was granted to Sean, with the next hearing scheduled in a week. Alex had 7 days to convince the court of her capability to care for her child, and for now, she could only see Maddie in the presence of a chaperone. Upset, Alex promised Maddie she would bring her back soon. Danielle, empathetic to Alex's situation, tried to offer comfort, assuring her that she would definitely get her daughter back. Danielle shared her own experience of losing custody to her ex-husband in a similar situation. Alex is questioning whether leaving Sean was the right decision, acknowledging that he isn't a bad father except for his alcohol dependency. Although Sean had never used force, his actions were often inadequate. In contrast, Danielle believes that Alex made the right choice, asserting that things would only have worsened. Uncertain of her next steps, Danielle encourages Alex to start fighting for Maddie immediately. Remembering Regina, who didn't pay for the cleaning job and contributed to her job loss, Alex is unsure of what to do. Danielle suggests confronting Regina to make her pay. Spotting a realtor showing a house to clients, Alex and Danielle pretend to be interested, hoping to find Regina. While everyone is distracted, Danielle steals Regina's business card with her contact information. Alex, hesitant about blackmailing Regina, calls her instead, lying that she found her lost pet on the street. Meanwhile, Danielle's ex-husband calls, but she ignores him, conflicted about her son seeing his father. Unable to resist, Danielle answers the phone just as Regina arrives, worried about her pet. Alex, surprised that Regina doesn't recognize her, confronts her about not paying employees and losing her home and custody of Maddie. After this difficult conversation, Danielle drives Alex to Sean's house, where they used to be happy. Alex shares her plans to go to college in Montana, and in the present, Danielle expresses her pride. Despite the challenges ahead, Alex gathers courage and knocks on her husband's door. Darren, Sean's mother, opened the door and informed Alex that Sean was at work, preventing her from seeing her daughter, claiming she was asleep. With a heavy heart, Alex left the house, feeling that her life had lost its meaning without her daughter. The next morning, Alex received a message from Yolanda, reporting that Regina had finally paid for the cleaning. Excited, Alex rushed to share the good news with Danielle, but she was nowhere to be found, and her belongings were gone. Denise revealed that Danielle had left the shelter that morning. Alex guessed that Danielle might have returned to her husband, as Denise mentioned that women often go back to their exes, requiring multiple attempts to leave for good. Reflecting on her own situation, Alex remembered Sean's initial reluctance when he found out about her pregnancy.